think with education, it's really, are we preparing our kids for the new world of work? Are we preparing our kids to fill jobs that haven't been created yet? So I think with education, we need to start to evolve, or else school as we know it is going to become obsolete to our kids. And they're going to go elsewhere for knowledge because already they're disengaged. So I think where future's going is there's opportunity, there's possibility, but we have to be willing to think differently, to embrace new ideas in order to improve our outcomes. With augmented reality, virtual reality, drones, gaming, there's all this great stuff, opportunities. But if teaching, learning, and leadership don't change, all the technology in the world is not going to improve the outcomes that we're looking for. I think the difference is, as technology becomes more and more ubiquitous, I tell teachers and leaders, you don't have to like technology. You have to accept the fact that A, it's here to stay, and B, it does enable some pretty exciting changes to pedagogy, to how we communicate, to how we tell our story. So I think the challenge is knowing that technology is only going to continue to evolve at an exponential rate. We need to really fall back on and look at our core practice. What does our pedagogy look like? What do our assessments look like? Looking at our student work, does it align to our standards? And when kids are using all these new technologies, can we connect it to evidence that it's improving learning outcomes? Because again, we get so caught up in the next big thing. I used to call it iPhone envy. I was guilty of it. My assistant principal got an iPhone. I was envious, so then I had to have one. And if that's what drives our decisions, our purchases, our practice, it's not going to result in the significant shifts and resulting transformation that schools need. We need to be not only open to new ideas, but ensure that we pursue those ideas with tenacity to make sure that the technology lives up to the lofty expectations that have been set for it. That really is a loaded question when you ask about the most inspirational thing I ever learned. I think in terms of my professional practice, it was more of a moment in time for me. The most inspirational moment in time for me was in 2009 when I decided to give Twitter a chance. Because I was the principal that did not believe in social media, swore I would never use it because of a waste of time, and could not see any connection to how it improved my professional practice. That moment in time helped me remove my blindfold, helped me remove from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. I started to see possibility, opportunity. I saw educators, leaders, schools doing amazing things with technology and getting results. And I realized we weren't doing any of it in my school, and that I was the problem. So I say inspirational moment in time, becoming a connected learner, connecting with educators across the world, realizing we have the same problems, the same challenges, but that also we're finding success, even though it might not be defined as success by those that judge our schools. And I learned how to unlearn and relearn. And that was the most inspirational moment for me because together we're better. And now I had a whole world of amazing people, supports. And I realized if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. What excites me about Bett is sort of the parallels to being a connected learner and a connected leader. When we develop our personal learning networks, our PLNs, using social media to connect anytime, anywhere with anyone you want, I see Bett as sort of the human version of that connected network. I'm amazed at the breadth of countries that are here, looking at different cultures, different perspectives. And I think that's the most exciting thing for me because I'm usually in my social media box. Here at Bett, the box doesn't exist. and you're able to have those face-to-face connections and meet new colleagues and learn about that's good in education that's happening, all across the world, but also having open and frank discussions on how we can be better, regardless of what we might believe, how we're held accountable. And I think that's it's like this melting pot of culture, ideas. And I think that, my, challenge to all the attendees at Bett is, what are you going to do after? What will you do with these new ideas, these new experiences, new connections? And if you do something with that, Bett becomes an indispensable asset to your learning and development.